Hello there. This is a picture of a megaship. Well, it's going to be. The megaship's called the Sacrosanct. And the Sacrosanct was one of 3 megaships that was built in Panjabel. And the 3 ships they named the Testament, the Sacrosanct, and the Perdition. We helped as commanders. We supplied the equipment and the stuff for it to be built. It was built by members of the Far God cult, and the Far God cult, they worship the Thargoids. And they think that the Thargoids are the almighty power and bringing the oncoming apocalypse, which is nice, isn't it? Anyway, people think they're a bit nuts, but for the most part they were tolerated. So of the 3 megaships, there was 2 of them, this one, the Sacrosanct, and the Perdition. They were holy pilgrimage vessels, and they would carry thousands of worshippers, and they would go into the void to commune with the far God and hasten its arrival. So basically that means that they're going to sacrifice themselves in an almighty cataclysm and ideally throw themselves at the Thargoids and accept their grisly end as some sort of holy ascension, which is unfortunately for them not exactly what's happened here. So therein lies the rest of this story. This is a period in time where the Thargoids are returning and we're in ongoing battles with them, and the Far God cultists had become more and more unpopular, and the Federation had turfed them out. And alongside this, there's an ongoing struggle with some separatists in the Empire, and the separatists are called the Neo-Marlinist Liberation Army. They're sort of freedom fighters from within the Marlinist population in the Empire. The Marlinists don't believe that the Duval family are the rightful heirs of the Empire, and they'd rather have an elected system. So these neo-Marlinists, they're led by this particularly violent guy. He's a terrorist, and he's developed this enzyme bomb. This mimics the effects of a Thargoid attack on a station, and he used it to destroy some space stations as part of his campaign against the Empire's rulers. This guy is pretty unscrupulous, and he's quite happy to do whatever it takes for his mission. So anyway, we've built these 3 megaships, and there's all this conflict going on between the NMLA, these freedom fighters, and the Empire, and the story quite cleverly comes together to bring these 2 different groups of people together, the poor benighted cultists and the terrorist group. So you've got Leonard Yates from Agassiz settlement in Panjabel, now known as the 89th adherent of the 60th chapter. He says at the time, "The beneficence of the galactic community is deeply appreciated. Our missionary megaship, the Testament, will help carry news of the oncoming apocalypse to every system." So the Testament's their missionary ship. So basically it travelled around the core systems, taking on potential recruits and gathering the faithful and spreading the message of the oncoming apocalypse. So they're kind of sitting ducks for the terrorists, unfortunately. It was a pretty straightforward job for the leader of the NMLA to infiltrate them, and that's exactly what he did. The guy Theta 7 was his code name, and he travelled undercover on the Sacrosanct and inveigled himself into a position of power in the religious order. And since everyone in the religious order, they renounce their past identities and take on their new adherent number, it was pretty straightforward for Theta 7 to infiltrate the place and eventually take control of the megaship. He redirects it to the Madrid system, then announces that he's holding these Far God cultists hostage, and requires that everyone rises up and topples the Duval dictators in the Empire. So that's his plan. He wants to bring down the Empire, and he's quite happy to use his special explosives to blow up the Sacrosanct megaship in the process. At this point, the authorities have got him surrounded, and we, the commanders, help out with a bit of firepower, and we manage to take out the terrorist group, but not before he triggers the enzyme bomb. And that's what you're seeing here. You see the Sacrosanct megaship in pieces, and the Far God cultists floating in the void. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's a great story. It's worth finding out about properly. I can recommend Garnet News Digest if you want to find out what actually went off at the time. Rightio. Bye.